Hey guys, it is the motor. Crankshaft spins pretty nice now, which is good. Should be able to keep going with it. I've already started putting some of the timing and rubbish on the front. Or bronze or something, those gears. Just wanted to show you the rods. They're cleaned up really nice. I don't know what they're made of, but they're pretty bloody nice looking rods if you ask me. All 6 of them. Got brand new pistons, new rings. The bore, one of these bores has been replaced. That was the one that completely died. I've got the busted piston here somewhere. So it's all ready to go. Right, I don't know who did this, but when this thing was pulled apart, someone decided to hit that with the grinder. Now, don't like the look of it. I should have fixed it, but what I'm going to do is repaint this. I'm going to have to see if I can braze that up. We'll see how we go. And there it is, all repainted. Looks nice. Very happy with it. I've decided I'm not going to pull that pipe out of there. It's very well repaired. It's been silver soldered by the looks of it. It's not brazed, and everything's watertight. I figured out how to test it. So rather than risk stuffing up a very expensive part, that's staying like that. I've made the call. Yep, figured out a lot of stuff today. I found a lot of parts I've been looking for, but I've also figured out that I've got to pull this crankshaft back out. You can't assemble the flywheel or the balancer while it's in. They have to be put on, and then you drop that all in. That's got to come back out. Everything's got to be all marked and whatever. And the bolts for the flywheel, they're more like rivets. They have to be pressed in, which is super annoying, but that's one of the reasons why it has to be taken off. It also has nuts, but they have to be pressed in. That's just a quick little video of the piston. I never pulled it out, but yeah, it had to get pretty much smashed out. It was that stuck. So I'll show you how good it is. There's that done with them things on. Screws have all been restored. Had to file them up and make them look good. It's pretty hard to get new nuts and screws for this thing, but we'll see how we go. I'll fix what I can. Those nuts there, I've sanded them up on the wire wheel, and cleared them. That thing there's been polished. That's for the water pump. It's the orifice elbow for the water pump, so they call it. Repaired bits on the other side. That bit's ready to go on. All done. Right, I've prepped this up. These bits here, they've been etch primed. I'm going to prime them, but you can see how I'm going to highlight the edge and the writing. So this will be all painted black. Most of this motor's black. This stuff's black, all that's black, the head's black. Air cleaner's black, everything's black. So I just think it looks nice like that. It will when it's done anyway. Okay, all the rings are on, loaded. There's a little bit of a problem with the humped expander. It looked too small, but I'm hoping when we put them in a spring compressor, they'll all come through and it'll fit in. But they're done. They've got the rods on. I found out which way they go after trialing through the damn book of knowledge. I've done all of them. I'll just unwrap this one to show you. So yeah, hopefully I'll get this bearing I'm waiting on. This is throw-out bearing, and I can start putting the flywheel and the balancer on. But the balancer, yeah, it's not an easy thing to pull apart. An old mate that owns it took it to several people and they couldn't get it off. I managed to get it all apart. But yeah, it's a very expensive part, the balancer of this car. It's $5,000 for the balancer, and it's one of the most critical pieces on the whole engine that has to be done correctly. Anyway, thank you. With this frame thing that I've made so we can mount this engine onto a chassis stand, once I get it to a certain stage, I'm going to put legs on here and wheels, and I'm going to actually turn that into an engine run stand. I'm going to start this engine here before it goes back to the car, and we'll just wheel it up into a trailer and bye bye, take it. Alright, got the crank back out. Anyway, you can put that on it. Maybe the balancer, I should be able to get the balancer on with it in, but not that. You have to drift the nuts in. I tried freezing them and putting them in, no, didn't make any difference. Unless I have liquid nitrogen or you heat that up, which I don't want to do. I have my liquid nitrogen anyway. Maybe dry ice, but whatever. You got to do what you got to do. Okay, I've got that in position. They're all sort of offset, those holes, so it'll only go in one way. Of the 12 positions, it'll only go in one. So technically you can't stuff it up. Hope not anyway. And now I've had these bolts in the freezer for more than a day. It probably won't do much, but it's better than nothing. Realistically, if you heated them up and then you had those in liquid nitrogen for 20 minutes, they should just drop in. But I'm going to have to drift them in, what they call. It's basically smashing in with a hammer, because they're like a rivet. Okay guys, I'm just showing you this to show you how difficult it is. Lucky I can pull this sludge trap out to get to this pin here. Right, I'm getting better at it actually. First couple took me a lot. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. I've got 2 more to go and they're all in. So they're actually riveted in really, and they do have nuts. And this thing goes on here, that's for your throw out bearing. Goes in there. I'm still waiting on that. But I can put that on later. You put that on the bottom side and you put your nuts there. And that's done. Then I've got to do the balancer, which is the thing I'm not looking forward to. The bloody, yeah, it's a very complicated piece. Getting that right and the timing right is critical, because it's all gear driven. Everything's gear driven. Every gear has to be in a perfect position. Fuel, the oil pump, distributor, this thing, what else? The pulley, the front balancer, they all have to be, they can't be one tooth off. The thing won't run right. And I don't want to pull it off and change it. I know this is in the correct position because it only goes on one way. At least that's something. I'll film this one as well. I've got a feeling it's not going to go as smoothly. So I really can't get at it. It's a fucking prick of a thing. Here. No. That's about it. There. That's home. Well, thankfully the thrust bearing holder, whatever they call it, fits. And it goes in one position as well. The nuts are 5/16 Whitworth. I'll just tighten them up. I'll just put 3 bolts on there for now, but it won't fall off anyway. The bloody thing's riveted on. But yeah, just in case, I don't want to have to do that again. I'll just bunk 3 nuts on it. and then I'll move it onto the floor, I think. I'm going to put the balancer on it and then drop it in. It seems to be the way to do it. A few 3 nuts on like that, because I realised putting that carrier on there, bloody hard to get it off. Lucky I've got a good slide hammer that fit in there nice. I was able to get it off. So I'll leave that for now until I get the new bearing, then put that on, tighten them bolts up, forget that part. I'll bung a bit of paint on there, protects it a bit. Anyway, shame to cover those nice nuts up.